Welcome back to Golf Center. We're now joined by Golfweek Amateur Tour Director and Chairman Dennis McCormick. Dennis, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. We're happy to be at Hampton Hall and on 6 courses around the island.
More than anything, we're just happy to be here in general. Let's talk about the little spike. We might as well get it out of the way right now that Hurricane Matthew threw into this tournament.
Yeah, with Hurricane Matthew, right before it made its presence on Hilton Head Island, we had 859 guys signed up to play 8 golf courses for our 10th year on the island. Obviously, after a hurricane came through, our numbers reduced a little bit, but surprisingly enough, we still have over 650 players playing here, and we were able to ascertain 6 golf courses that are all in amazing shape to continue the tradition of playing on Hilton Head Island. We are at Hampton Hall, Pinecrest, Eagles Point, Dolphin Head. Amazingly enough, Sea Pines, the Atlantic Dune course, opened just in time for us to be able to get back on that. And then also we're at Hilton Head National, a new venue for us this year.
As you said, 10th year back here. What brings you back every year?
My love of the island and the facilities and the people, the quality of the golf courses, and actually my players now tell me that this is what they look forward to all year long. A lot of them bring their whole families for a week. Most of them now spend time here, and a lot of them are looking at buying properties in the future.
As you said, 659 players this year, down from 859. That's a lot of people still reworking their schedule. How does the tour continue to grow?
Well, I think it's a lot of factors. I have good representation around the country with my local tour directors that do a great job promoting it. Obviously, the engine is Golfweek magazine. They do a great job of getting the word out for us. And then just the players and the camaraderie of itself that people just enjoy, make lasting friendships on this tour. And the competitiveness is obviously a focal point of the tour as well.
The sponsors, they play a huge part in this event. Tell us about their role this week.
They do. We're very fortunate to have Edwin Watts as our national retail sponsor. They did a lot to put together demo days for us, bring in extra vendors like Golf Pride Grip, Shaftline Putter. And then, of course, we had the tailor-made fitting team here for the entire week again. We did over 200 fittings. They were fortunate enough to have Hampton Hall for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday, even though Palmetto Dunes did not have their golf courses open, they were kind enough to host us on the Hills course all 3 days for lunch and the final day of the tailor-made fitting.
We're flighted here. We have 5 different flights. All have to do with somebody's respective handicap. How does the tour protect the integrity of the handicaps? How do they work that?
Sure, we only take their tournament rounds. We have developed a system which is basically the USGA system. So the indexes, once you drop below the index, even if it's a percentage of a point, you are automatically moved up a flight. So we have Champ Flight, which is 0 to 3.9, A Flight, which is 4 to 8.9, B Flight, which is 9 to 13.9, C Flight, which is 14 to 18.9, and then our D Flight gentlemen are 19 and above. We actually have 3 or 4 guys that have played on this tour a long time and moved from D Flight all the way to Champ Flight over the years.
They've probably been taking a little instruction working on their game too, don't you think?
Yes, sir. They certainly have, and they take a lot of pride in playing on this tour, and the better they get it, the better it is for us.
Very quickly, the Stand Up to Cancer banner on the website, and I see it around here at the tournament. That touches home for you. Tell us really quickly about that.
Yeah, I was in college and my mom passed with lymphoma, and then I lost a tour director that was 40 years old. And now, unfortunately, my most senior veteran tour director is inflicted with cancer, and unfortunately, it's terminal. So we all, as a unit, get together, raise money. We have currently raised over $150,000 for Stand Up to Cancer.
That's just terrific. For those that aren't yet part of the Golfweek Amateur Tour, where can they go to find out more about it and potentially become part of this great national championship?
Sure, you can go to our webpage, www.amateurgolftour.net, or Google Golfweek. We're all over the Golfweek webpage as well. Or in your local local golf courses, we have brochures and posters all around the country.
Dennis, thanks so much for being with us. We look forward to many more years hosting the championship.
Thank you all too. Thanks very much, Chris. Thanks to Brett and Hampton Hall.
As I mentioned at the top of the show, the Hampton Hall Club is our primary host this year, and joining us now is their PGA head golf professional, Brent Carlson. Brent, thanks so much for joining us.
Glad to have you, Chris.
Third year that Hampton Hall has been part of this tournament. Why have they chosen to become affiliated with it?
Well, it's a good showcase for us, Chris. I think more than anything else, it's nice to have 600 people come and get a chance to see your property. A lot of these guys will end up retiring in our area. We are a very great place for a retirement community. There's active young people as well in the community, but there's a lot of retirees, and we would like them to be a part of the action when they're retired.
I know how great the golf course is, and I think somebody that a lot of people might have heard of before is the designer, but why don't you tell everybody about the golf course?
Well, the course was designed by Pete Dye, and he did a great job here. It's a little more user-friendly than some of his designs. He was actually here this past year. It was great to see how much he could recall about the design. I was really taken by that. He remembered certain holes very, very well, and it was just a real pleasure to have him here.
We have the B flight here today, playing in the final round. That is the people with the handicap index from 9.0 to 13.9. It gets pretty dicey as we come down to the last few holes. Why don't you tell everybody about maybe their last scoring opportunity and what they'll face on the last few?
Yeah, well, Chris, as you know, I think 15 really, hole 15 is the last chance for birdie here, par 5. 16 is a real solid par 4, so there's a birdie there if you hit a great shot. 17 is a par 3, elevated green. I don't think you'll see many birdies or pars there coming down the stretch, especially with the juice pumping. And then 18 really is one of the hardest holes within 100 miles of here. It's just very, very difficult. Trouble everywhere, and it's a great hole to finish a golf tournament.
And when you're playing for a national championship, playing a tough 18th hole, and it's not as though these players are doing this all that often, it can certainly get a little bit dicey at the end. Hampton Hall, besides having a wonderful golf course, also has a lot of other terrific amenities, including the community clubhouse. Why don't you tell everybody about them?
Sure. Well, the food is great here, Chris. There's a great chef. Our community clubhouse does host some really wonderful events, weddings. There's a great fitness center over there, which I've never been into. There is a wonderful tennis program as well. So it's a club really that has it all. The community is just really still growing at this point, and obviously just looking for membership.
Your golf programs, everybody says you run a wonderful golf operation here. Tell everybody really quickly about your golf programs.
Well, you know, we try to make it as fun. This is golf, right? So we try to make it as fun for people as possible. We have some great instructional programs, but if you ask me, the best part really is the membership does a great job of getting people involved early in their membership stay. There are a number of games that they can play in every day of the week, really. There are times where people will just want to play at 2:30 by themselves and be left alone, and that's available to them. But if you're someone that is looking to play and get involved in a group situation with golf, this is a great place for you.
And how can people find out more info on this great community?
The club website is hamptonhallclubsc.com, or give me a call at the golf shop. I'm here quite a bit.
Brent, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
When we come back here on Golf Center, we're going to get out to the course for more action on the 2016 Golfweek Amateur Tour National Championship.